Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Homely Treasures Caribbean Cooking. It's been a while, and I am so happy to be back. And for today, I decided to do something a little bit different. My mom is back home with me, so we decided to bake some biscuits together. So here are the ingredients. I'll give you some time to look at them, gather them, and let's just get right into it. The first thing that we're gonna need is a baking sheet, and I am using a cookie baking sheet. We're gonna line it with some parchment paper. We're gonna turn on the oven at 400 degrees. And the next thing we're gonna do is just grab our flour. I did not sift it, I just poured it right as I took it out of the bag. We're gonna need some sugar for this, so right now we're gonna be adding that. I used the brown sugar. You can use whatever sugar you prefer. We're gonna use some baking powder and baking soda. Yes, we're gonna need both of them. And I'll take a moment to say that this is my first time using my food processor to make some dough. So I was very excited to try this recipe. We're gonna put some salt. I use some Himalayan salt. Now, a little disclaimer, I did put 2 teaspoons, but they turned out salty. So I changed it a little bit and I would just add 1 teaspoon. And now I'm just gonna pulse it until everything is just well mixed. The next step for this recipe is to add the butter. I took it from the fridge and I used it as it was. I did not freeze it. I know a lot of people freeze it for their biscuits, but I just took it out and I cut it into 3 pieces. So I used 2 bars, which equal 8 ounces of butter. And we're just gonna pulse until most of that butter is just kind of chopped into small pieces. It does not need to be all melted, so it just needs a few pulses. And here is how it looks. If the butter would have been frozen, there would have been butter chunks there, but it's okay. It still worked out. Let's pour all that into our large bowl. Now we're gonna use the milk and the apple cider vinegar, and we're gonna mix them. And it was probably not the best idea to put or pre-measured the apple cider, as I almost dropped it. I had to be very careful. We're just gonna mix it and just dump it right into our mixture. I was actually tempted to mix the flour with the whole wheat flour just to make it a little healthier, I suppose, but I didn't. Now we're just gonna mix it very well, and as you can see, it's not very doughy, but it's gonna come together real smooth once we dump it all here in our working station. Quick question, do you like to bake or do you prefer to cook? Let me know in the comment section. If you ask me, I think I prefer to cook, but only because I'm scared of using baking powder, baking soda. I don't know. I just never really got the hang of it, but I think they're both fun. Now that the cold season is coming, I think I'm going to start trying new recipes and baking a little bit more, and I'll be sharing those with you as I go. So now that we have our dough, we're gonna flatten it out and we're gonna start making like a rectangle. I don't recommend like playing around too much with this dough, just because I don't want to change like the texture, consistency of it. So we're gonna make a little rectangle and then we're going to fold it in half to give that layer to the biscuits. And we're just gonna flatten it out to about an inch thick or around that. And going back to the new season here coming, do you prefer summer or the cold months? Which ones are your favorite? Because I like summer, but I prefer food in the winter time just because of the soups and all that stuff. So anyways, just curious. And now I'm just gonna grab a cup, and that's gonna be the size of my biscuits. Do not twist the cup, just straight down. Once we're done cutting them, we're going to flip them and we're going to put them in our baking sheet. I did put them here first, but anyways, we're just gonna flip them, and that's gonna give them the round shape that we like. I did put some spray oil in my baking sheet before I placed the biscuits in it. With the rest of the dough, I'm just going to follow the same process. Just flatten it out a little bit, make it a rectangle, flip it, and cut it again. And I'm going to do that until most of the dough is used. I say most because my mom decided that she wanted to make a really big biscuit, so she used the last piece or the last portion of the dough to make that one. If you like this content, I do have an Instagram account. You can follow me there. I do post a lot of random things, but my recipes and all that is included in there as well. And while we're at it, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel to help my small channel grow, if that's what you like. If not, it's okay. I'll keep making some videos for you. But subscribe. Now I'm just going to make them look pretty, and then we're going to sprinkle some salt, just for a little bit. It is optional. And I'll take some time right now just to tell you that for the coffee today, I am going to be using a dandelion powder that I'm going to put right here so you can see what it looks like. I think it is very tasty. It's kind of like an instant coffee, but it has no caffeine or anything like that. So it is a great substitute for coffee. So give it a try if you haven't already. And if you do, let me know how it goes. Anyway, so after I bake them for about 12 minutes, flip them, bake them again for another 8 minutes. This is how they turned out. I served them with some lingonberry jelly and peach jelly as well. The lingonberry jelly is very tart and sour, and then the peach one is a sweet one. My favorite one is the peach one, but I served the lingonberry one for my husband and he said he loved it. So those are your two different flavors for your jelly. And this was such a good snack. Like, I had this for dinner and they tasted really good. They were fresh and warm. The substitute coffee also gave it a different twist. So it just made for a great dinner. And the thought of making them with some fried egg and maybe sausage, some cheese, also passed through my head. So I might try that next time. Anyways, guys, I did have a fun time with my mom. You do not see us here, but we did have lots of fun in the back end of making this video. And I hope to be making more recipes with her soon and sharing those with you guys as well. Well, this is all that I have for today. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, again, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends. I will see you next time, but for now, stay sabroso.